Hi guys, my name is Alyssa and this is your Saturn and Leo. Saturn and Leo, also Saturn in the 5th house. Very dramatic people. Okay, now because Leo is like the lion and you have this huge lion mane and it's so exciting and you're so big and brave and bold and beautiful, but Saturn's there giving you lessons on that. And you know what happens? Saturn comes on you and restricting you and making it impossible to actually feel big, bold, and beautiful. You feel like a little tiny kitty cat. You feel constantly like underneath the pressures of shit happening, so you have to talk yourself up all the time, which just kind of makes it worse. But I've seen it kind of really unravel poorly in the age of social media, because it is so easy to paint a false picture of yourself when you're just typing it, showing pictures. Look what I'm doing. Look at all this stuff that I'm doing. I actually am very envious of a lot of Saturn and Leo's ability to sell themselves, because you guys can sell yourselves. Like in politicians or car salesmen, you can make a business out of nothing because you can find little things like, look what I did. I'm so excited to share this with you. And it might not actually be anything, but you're sharing it, you're getting a bunch of likes, people are assuming that it's a big deal, so you're faking it until you make it. Problem is that while you're building yourself up, shit happens and it tears you down. And it's hard when the floodgates are open, sharing all this excitement, it's hard to not also share that pain. And so you take people on a roller coaster ride on your victim, savior, hero, damsel in distress person that you are, because you're just dramatic. Now, so as a child, because Saturn represents your father figure, you probably had a very dramatic father, or a father that was so full of himself, he didn't really give a crap about you. And so you kind of watched him like, oh, maybe he's full of himself because he's kind of amazing. They talk about how amazing they are all the time. Maybe they're really amazing and maybe I'm really shitty. And if I'm really shitty, I'll never be good like them and I'll never be amazing and then I can't make it in the world. So I'm going to talk myself up. I'm going to be just like them. And you don't realize you're just kind of building an entire persona on the sand. And you're missing the part that, hey, you know what? Fuck, we're all really shitty. I'm a shitty person. You're a shitty person. And if that hurts you to hear, I'm really sorry, you kind of have some issues. Like, we're shitty. We suck. Like, we have bad intentions. You have bad intentions. You are not a victim and you are not a savior. You are a normal fucking person just like everybody else. And that shouldn't hurt so bad to hear. But when your Leo is all up in the Saturn business, it does hurt, because it just reminds you that you weren't as good as your siblings, you weren't as good as your parents, you weren't as good as the people around you, you were born in a shitty place. You know, when you're building yourself up in this dramatic world because of that, you've probably had to let a lot of friends go who, you know, at first they're really like, oh my god, I'm like so excited about you. You're doing so well. And then after like a while of how well you're doing, they just stop responding to you. They stop telling you how well you're doing. They stop caring. Like, well, okay, you were doing well. This is like the same shit over and over and over again. You're like, so exciting, right? But I'm just not excited for you anymore. I have my own shit going on. Well, that like hurts because then they're not paying attention to you. And so all of a sudden you're just like, ugh, everything sucks. I'm such a victim of abuse from everybody. And so they're like, oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry that you're such a victim. You know, you're such a great person for overcoming this abuse. You're a spokesperson for it all. And I just really care about you. And then you keep posting or you keep talking about it and you just drain the fuck out of your friends, and then they just don't care anymore. You can't be friends with them anymore, so you just aren't anymore because they weren't good enough to you, they weren't nice to you, they didn't treat you with respect. And the problem is because you're so, I'm not going to tell you you're full of yourself, because I don't think that's it at all. Like, I don't think you're full of yourself. I'm going to promise you 100%, Saturn and Leos have no ability to be full of themselves because your ego is constantly getting crushed. But what I do think about you is that you don't know how to pay attention to anybody but yourself. because you're so worried about your heart breaking, about getting hurt or having people just not care. Like, it doesn't matter if what they care about is like bad or good, as long as they're caring. And if somebody's forgotten you, if somebody doesn't know who you are anymore, that fucking sucks. And so you do whatever you can to make sure people know who you are. And in that case, you're missing out on giving a shit about people around you, about loving people other than yourself. Because I get it, it's one of the hardest relationships to work on is the one that you have with yourself. And if you can't fix that relationship with yourself, how are you expected to love other people? Love is a joke, right? Well, it's not. Leo is the sign of love, loyalty, happiness, pleasure. Saturn there seems to have constantly been drained from you. You don't really have an ability to know what it's like to have a cup full of love. So you take it from other people. And it doesn't matter that you're taking it from other people. You don't really praise other people for giving it to you. You just say, well, I need this. This is what I need to survive. And all of a sudden these people are empty. They don't have sympathy for you anymore. They don't have praise for you anymore. That's why they're just kind of about you. And I know it sucks, and so you just kind of, oh, they weren't good enough for me. I'm just going to disregard this person, and I'm going to move on with my life, and I'm better for it now because I cut this person out. Well, you can't do that because these people gave you a lot. And they're worth something. And because you drained them, they had to go away. And you're mad at them for leaving you. Saturn and Leo, it's a hard place to be in. If you feel unloved and you can't find that love, and you can't find that loyalty, that real love, that real loyalty, you will be lost and you will start faking it. You will fake it, not in your career, not in your abilities, but in your entire life. You might build an entire family out of fucking fakeness because you don't know how to make it real, and you use people and you drain people, and you're surrounded then by a family of zombies who are tired and confused and sad because you used it to give yourself vibrance. You're like a fucking psychic vampire taking so that you feel okay. But what about them? What about your friends? What about your family? What about the family you created and the family that brought you here? Maybe the family that brought you here sucks. Maybe they really suck because they didn't love you. They made fun of you. They treated you like shit. Maybe your father just left. He just abandoned his family. And you were just there with the sad mother and trying to make it out on her own, and you didn't know what to do, and you didn't know where you were. Likes on Facebook and retweets on Twitter and followers on Instagram, they make you feel better. It makes you feel good. Talking yourself up makes you feel good. And it's really nice to talk yourself up and get a bunch of likes on it. What happens when you talk yourself up and you get no likes? You get like 2 likes and you're like, well, those are kind of like pity likes. I just talked myself up and nobody liked it. That means that they don't like me. Well, actually, they're just kind of bored of you talking yourself up, which happens. So you have to get a new group of friends who don't know this about you, that you're very overdramatic. And then you get a new group of friends, and then it's like, oh, this is so exciting. Oh my gosh, this just goes on and on and on and on. But like, what is the purpose then? If you are able to look inside of yourself, okay, this is going to be hard. For most of you, I know this is hard, to actually look inside of yourself, see the pain and the hurt and the shit and the drama, and recognize that all this melodrama all up in here, all around you, all these people who don't like you and are mean and whatever, you recognize that it's from yourself, that it's you who is projecting this, that it is you who is taking, not other people. They're not taking from you. People understand when they see a Saturn in Leo or Saturn in the 5th house, they don't take a lot. It's hard to take from you because they want to give it to you. So they give you, and when they stop, all of a sudden you feel like they took it back, but they don't. They just don't have anything else. So you really have to see that you are the one who is creating your enemies. You are the one who is creating the fear. You're the one who's making the drama, and you're the one who turned your family into zombies. If you can understand that, you can heal, and heal that pain and the hurt and really see it. and you can give love to people who are going to love you back. I'm really sorry that when you were a child, you tried to love a parent or a sibling or somebody and they just didn't love you. And they didn't give it to you and they left you. And I'm so sorry, because you know what? Fuck them. Fuck them for doing that to you. Doesn't mean that everybody's going to do it to you. And maybe afterwards you kept finding people that were doing it to you, because people fucking suck. But don't be that person to other people. And that's the problem. Like, hurt people hurt people. You have to love unconditionally. You have to learn what love is. And the only way you're going to learn what love is to look inside of yourself and see what love is not. And there is nobody then who is a better politician, who is a better speaker, who is a better writer, who is better at just making the world fun and exciting than a Saturn and Leo. You understand that beginning when you first get all those Facebook likes on a post about how exciting your life is, people are so excited for you because you can do that. You can make people rise up. Just don't let them fall on nothing. Let them rise up with you and give them something. You have courage to keep on going. You have courage to change the world. You are the lion of courage and excitement and loyalty and love. You just have to take that first step of looking inside of yourself. And then once you do, you can lead everybody. You're the master. You know what? Saturn and Leo is very hard. It's a really tough placement. It's what comes out of it if you do it right, which it's so easy to do it wrong, especially when it comes to yourself and your own heart and protecting your heart. Most of Saturn and Leos, that's why I'm kind of being a dick, most of you do it wrong. And when you do it right, when you heal, instead of masking it over with fake love from people who don't know you, you can actually enjoy yourself, and you can show people how to enjoy themselves, and you can love people who grew up like you and were not loved, and who were ignored and avoided, and who had to create their own mental imaginations and things to get out of the life that they hated. You have an active imagination. You can use that and you can make it good because you're not so full of your shit. If you believe so strongly that you should just have it inside of you, and so whatever you regurgitate should be good, you're never going to get better. But if you allow yourself to get better, you will be the best. And I know I'm telling you that, and you might just take it, I'm going to be the best. You have to break it down and be the worst first. And that's just a sad truth about Saturn and Leo. And just humble yourself. Humble yourself. You will be the best at whatever you do. But this time, it won't be a lot of talk on Facebook. It will be fucking real. And that's your Saturn and Leo.